Happy New Year, man. How are you?
I'm well. Yourself? Happy New Year.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
Let's switch over to chapter 1. Hey, Khalid, how are you?
Hey, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. How's everything now?
Everything's good. Can't complain.
All
Happy
right.
New Year.
Yeah, at 7:15, we're gonna have the presenters coming in. It will be for Tayo, so you may have to make them co-hosts. You know, if they have anything they like to present. Okay? She should be joining us around 7:15. She had sent me an email saying that an activity and she joined at 7:15. Okay. What was the email address again? cb.nyc.gov. Let's do that. Let's get the agenda.
Hi, everyone. Amy just joined. Nicholas, I have a question for you. Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
that's the question. Yes, I can. I was muted.
Oh, okay. I need to step away. I didn't know if there was any voting items for tonight. I need to step away for the next half hour. I could join after that, but I won't be on the meeting for the first half hour. I was just wondering if there were any voting issues that you were going to take care of. this morning?
In the agenda, I don't think so. Usually the way I run this meeting, as we make the discussion, we always take a vote about the item we just discussed. I don't see anything. We always postpone them, whatever voting item toward the end. So by the time you come back, you'll be able to vote on them.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you had quorum. So I will be back later, but I'll stay connected, but I
Let's
won't
see,
be.
right now, we're still waiting for more people. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're almost there. And 5.
Okay,
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm just going to step away. I'll join in about 30 minutes. All right, thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Thank you very much. Mhm.
David, what's your last name for the roll call? I'm taking minutes. Nicholas, can you hear me? Oh, shoot.
Muted. Yes, Julie, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm asking David to tell me what his last name is for, I'm
Sure.
taking attendance.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Hi, Brenda.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Evening.
Who's that with the telephone number? Who's that?
Yeah, this is David Romeo.
Oh, David Romeo. Okay.
Good afternoon, Julia.
David, are you on the telephone and on the iPad?
Well, on the telephone, I'm gonna come off the iPad actually.
Oh, okay. It's just that I got you at both places. I don't want to count you twice.
All right, no problem, Julia. I'm here on the telephone.
Okay.
Oh. Oh boy. to learn how to unmute myself from this iPad.
Did we find who David iPad is?
Yes, I did. It's David Romeo. He's on two places. He's on the telephone and on the iPad.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of confusing there. Okay. I see Brenda just joined us. Okay, welcome, Brenda.
Hello,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Moving along. Khalid, I may ask you to, if you can share the minutes when we get to the part for approval of the minutes. Okay. If anybody, I hope everybody got it because it was posted and it's also on the website, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, it is.
It was posted and it's on the website.
Well, I think we're gonna call this meeting to order probably by a minute. All right, Julia, do we have a quorum yet based on the list? What we can see?
We have 8 people, and I don't know how you count a quorum because everybody's
Quorum
not
is
on the
gotta
board.
be the majority of the committee members.
Ah,
How many people on the committee?
You have that list with you, right? So the roll call list.
no,
yeah.
no, because the list that it goes, okay, this is, maybe we could get this straightened out. The list goes to like 25 people. So who is actually on the committee? I don't know,
Oh, okay.
because 25 people get that email. You see what I'm saying?
No, I understand. So let me get that for you. Okay. Maybe some committee members. If not, Kali can get it first. Kali, can you pull that list of the committee members? And share it? So that
I'll try
we
to see if
know.
I can locate it. Right. Give me one
All
second.
right, thank you. I'll do the same also. And then as soon as we do that, we'll call this meeting to order. I think I have to file somewhere here. Here you go. Because I see I'm missing Lubell is not here. I don't know
Yeah.
if you remember. Which,
So Nicholas, this is my question is when I make a notation in the minutes, I have who is on the board for CB9, but I
correct.
don't have them as committee members, one way or the other.
And when you make that list in the roll call, you're gonna identify the committee member that are board members and the one that are resident members. So that's how. we
Okay,
set
so
it.
okay, so why don't I do this right now and then while we're waiting for people. Okay, so David, are you on CB9 and are you on this committee?
Yes.
Yes, both?
He's a board member for CB9.
He's a board member for CB9.
No, David Romeo is not a board member. He's a,
Board member, so he's gonna be a committee.
He's
He's a
a
committee
committee-
member.
he's a
Committee
committee resident member.
That's the title.
He's a committee member
That's the
of
same
this
title you
committee?
have also. Yes, he's a committee resident member of this committee. That's the same title you have also for you, Julia.
But
No.
everyone
In,
doesn't have that
Okay,
title.
Nick,
That's the point.
Brenda explained it to him.
Okay,
Brenda's got it.
colleague who works in the office, please, can you go back and find out who was assigned to this committee? Because we could have 400 people at this meeting. Not everyone is a voting member of the Parks, Recreation, and Culture Committee. So what we want to know, I mean, the people who are on the email list, like, oh, well, he's not thing anymore. Like, I don't know if Rita Joseph is going to be on the list because Matthew Eugene was on the mailing list, but he's not a member of this committee. So who are the actual assigned members of this committee?
Ms. Pagan, every member that is in the mailing list is a committee member, so they have effect on quorum and voting rights. David Romeo is a committee resident member of this committee, so he affects quorum and he has voting rights, but he is not a board member. Board members of this committee are, Julie, are you ready to jot this down when you're in terms of
I'm
your note?
ready. Go ahead.
Board members, including the chairperson, this is Nicholas Almanor,
Mhm.
Amy Pinkerton,
Oh, hold on. Mm-hmm.
Amy Pinkerton,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Naomi Baptiste,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Mina Lagute,
Mm-hmm.
and that is it for board members.
Those are
Board
board members.
Board members of the
Next.
committee. The community,
Go ahead.
right, community
Keep going.
resident, right, community resident members, they are Ainsley Binder,
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute, Ainsley. Go ahead.
David Romeo,
Go ahead.
and Eric Thomas,
Thomas.
yes, Thomas, THOMAS,
Mhm.
yourself, Julia Bryant,
Mm-hmm.
Pamela Amatucci,
Ooh.
yeah, that's an
No. Spell for me, please.
that's AMA
AMA
TUCCI,
TUCCI. Go ahead.
Richard Lubell,
Mm-hmm.
and Brenda Pagan. Those are all the
Okay.
members. And
Okay.
the council members and the chairperson, Fred Baptiste, they are ex officio members. So they are technically members, but they don't have effect on quorum nor voting rights.
Okay, so you have 12, okay. Nicholas, you have 12 board and community members. I mean, I'm sorry, you have 11 board and community members, and you have 7 people appearing at this meeting. You have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's call this meeting to order, and the time is 7:17. Okay. And since we have a quorum, so let's proceed. Okay, so why don't you go ahead? I think we. Oh, we're doing that.
So we did a roll call already.
Yeah, we did a walk. Well, we just is the, but we have to know who's present, who's absent. So.
It doesn't matter. We have a roll call. Who's absent is not here.
All right, also,
We're done.
Julia,
Go ahead.
Julia, also,
So
there's
we need to
another
know
member.
what roll call is to definitely determine who's present, who's absent.
Khalil, please.
Yes,
Mhm.
there is an Eric King, T-I-N-G. He is a community resident member as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's had attended, yes, okay, okay. All right.
So far, he
So
has not
of all
attended.
the. So far, he has not attended, correct, so I don't, all right. So for. So
So, okay, so if that, okay,
okay.
I understand
So
what
we
your
need to-
question is. So your
Yeah, the roll
question
call
is,
to
who's
determine
not
who's present
here?
and absent. Okay.
Okay, Ansley is not here.
Ainsley's here.
Ainsley's
Ainsley's
here?
here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm
That's
sorry,
okay.
Ainsley. I have you twice. I have you in both places. Eric Thomas, not here. Okay.
Not here. Mhm.
Pamela
Hello?
Amatucci, not here. Richard Lobel,
Not here.
okay. And then Eric King, not here.
Right.
And what's her name? Naomi.
No, Baptist is not here.
Okay,
Five,
so
five.
now I have absence. I have an absentee list and I have a presence list.
Okay, so that's our roll call.
Okay, I understand. I understand what you were trying to do. Okay, go ahead.
Mhm. So now let's go, the next thing is the approval of the minutes. Is there anybody that has any changes? Let me take the assumption that, let me make, that everyone have read the minutes. Is there any correction, addition, before we approve the minutes? If you want to take a few minutes, you could go to the website and look at it and review it. This was submitted by Julia and approved by me.
I can, Khalil, if you let me share my screen, I can pull it up.
I just got a note from Lou Bell. He'll be here in 5 minutes.
He's not here now. He's absent.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I would mark him present when he's here. I said, I'm just. Yeah, that's all.
Julia is.
Julia, you have sharing privileges right now.
Okay, thank you. Hold on. Let me see if I'm acting like I know how to do it. Hold on. Where am I? Share screen. One of them's minutes. Hold on.
Khalid,
pull it
let
up
me know
again.
when Miss Worrell from the Fitayo group is here, okay? She said she
Okay,
could-
dokie. Give me a hot second here. I'm looking at it at my screen. I don't know how to make it so that y'all can look at it at your screens. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Share screen. There it is. Can you see it? Is it coming up?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So that's who was here. Now who was not here. Call to order. We had a guest. We had a public session. Public comments.
Very, yep. Mhm.
Does anybody else need to go any slower? Anything else?
Because basically we want to check the minute for accuracies, anything that was said there that was mistyped or whatever, so we could fix it before we do the approval. That's They always do that. I mean, that's typical along Robert rules of order.
Okay,
So-
are we done?
So is there any objection or any correction to the minutes?
Can you go to the bottom?
Seeing none?
No, Brenda's
sorry.
saying something. What did you say? Go to the bottom?
Bottom. Yeah. Old business.
Is that as far as you wanted me to go? You want me to go someplace else?
Unless there's more, if there's more.
No, that's it. That's it. Meeting was adjourned.
Actually, I can see your screen. I know you're being here.
Can you see it?
I cannot see your screen. Now I can see it, yes.
Richard's here.
Yeah, okay. I could have admitted it. All right. Well, there's only one correction. It's my first name is misspelled. And I
Oh,
missed,
oh, I see it.
there's no H in there.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
I
And
can- If
I
I can make,
also Miss Baptiste as an E at the end of her name.
okay, I will make those changes. I can't make it in the share screen, but I
No,
will.
no, no,
make-
that's what I'm saying. That's the reason we do that. And then once the changes can be made and then we'll approve. Mhm. So,
Okay, got it.
okay.
I'm closing this out.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Question.
you for sharing.
Thank you.
So 8 to 19, the motion to adjourn, 8 to 19, I saw that there. So make me understand, please. Who is the 19?
You want to share it again so we can fix that up?
You know what I'm asking?
Hold on, let me pull it up again. Let me see. I have to share it again. Let me see.
Towards the bottom, when it was the end of the meeting, right there. number-
8:19 and second, 8:19.
Right, what's the 19?
PM. Oh, you should have put meeting adjourned, move it seconded at 8:19 PM. That's what she meant.
Oh, at 8:19.
Mhm. That's the time stamp.
PM.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there anything else?
Any other changes to the minutes? All right, seeing none, make the motion to approve the minutes. We have enough of a quorum to approve it. We're looking for a second.
I can't second it. Somebody else has to do it.
Somebody else have to do it. Anybody?
I second.
Okay. Seconded by Ms. Legute. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. So meeting have been approved unanimously by the committee members. Okay. And I see, is this Miss Wowell that's here now? Hi, how are you? Okay, your name says Mama Marilyn, so I wasn't sure. So I wanted to be sure. We would like to.
Who is Mama
welcome
Marilyn?
you.
Who is that person?
Mama Marilyn is a presenter from the Itfetayo Cultural Academy.
Oh,
Arts
a guest.
Academy, and that's the next, that's our guest. So that's the next point in our agenda. And I would like to introduce Ms. Wowell. Ms. Wowell will let us know what the organization is all about. Would you need to share your screen?
No.
No, no?
No.
Okay, great. All right. Well, you have the floor.
Greetings, greetings to everyone. I hope that I'm coming through clearly. You can hear me and.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
because I know sometimes the location where you're at, it can be interrupted. The Mama Marilyn is because I'm coming through on our Ife Tayo Zoom. And at Ife Tayo, I'm identified and known as Mama Marilyn, but I am Marilyn Worrell. Ife Tayo is an organization, cultural arts organization that's based in Brooklyn in the Flatbush area, but we also reach out throughout the Brooklyn area in Brownsville, East New York, East Flatbush. And we've also worked internationally. We're going into our 35th year of existence. We are Ife Tayo. I'll start with the name, the title, because it has meaning, and the meaning and the name indicates the main essence of what we are about. And Ife Tayo is a West African Yoruba word, which simply means love is enough for happiness, love brings joy. And that is the beginning of the basis of everything that we do. The organization was founded in 1989 by an incredible sister visionary, Quiera Archer, who started this organization initially with free dance classes to the community. And from that, it has evolved into an organization that offers cultural arts programming, financial education, rites of passage, cultural history to children and families starting from the ages of 2 years old up to a young adulthood. And in many instances, currently, we have second generation members of the organization who are attending. Our classes that we have, as I mentioned, from cultural arts include performing dance, acting, visual arts, martial arts, music, jewelry and fashion design. And all of the work that we do is coming from a place of presenting anything that's related to our experience from a Pan-African experience from the diaspora. As I said, the title, the organization, Ife Tayo, is coming from a West African Yoruba word. I don't know if you can see behind me, and I think it might be reversed because that's what happens in cyberspace, are 5 words that are the basis of the principles of what Ife Tayo operates from. At the very top, the first word is Kiu Jumla. Our approach in teaching and presenting is holistic, developing the mind, body, and spirit. The next word is Mbongi, which is a Congolese word, which means every voice is valued and heard, and collective decision-making. We work from a very holistic perspective. The next word that would be on the list is Sankofa. I'm asking, are you seeing these words reversed, or is that just on my screen?
They're
They
coming through
look-
fine.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're
I'm
fine, they're fine.
Good. So Sankofa, many of you may be familiar with Sankofa, the bird that is looking back upon itself, and simply means to know where you've come from, to know where you're going. And so that in any of the classes that we're teaching, there's a very strong emphasis of understanding the cultural aspect and origin of what is being taught. Ubuntu, which is a South African word, which means I am because we are, our concern for everyone who enters and comes into the organization, that there's a sincere caring and concern. And then again, Ife Tayo, as I mentioned, love is enough for happiness, love brings joy. Our present location, as many of us, has been in cyberspace for the past year. We had to go into remote teaching, but we are about to move into a physical facility, which is the Major Owens Community Recreation Center, which is on Bedford Avenue between Union and President, where we'll be holding our classes. And we will continue to also hold some remote classes that we have been doing for the past year. We also are offering and have for the past 30 some odd years, classes in school, in the middle schools, the elementary schools, and the high schools. And we have our artists who go in and teach, and we are currently receiving and accepting applications for artists. for teaching, and you can send those applications to careers@ifetayo.org. And those are teachers in dance, visual arts, acting, and literary, and also financial education. We have a course that we do in teaching our children and our families about wealth and developing wealth to move forward in our lives. Our cultural history program, which is the Marcus Garvey Cultural History Program, which is currently running in dealing with our history, again, from the diaspora, from Caribbean, African continent, and throughout the Americas, always approaching from a holistic perspective. Information on Ifetayo can be found in cyberspace. So you can Google ifetayo.org, or you can go to Instagram. You can find us on Instagram, and that would be the Ifetayo culture is found on Instagram. And as I said, we are going to be starting some of our classes currently for the cultural history and the financial education classes. And then we will be beginning our full programming for our spring session in March. But we are at this point putting our programming together and preparing to move into our new permanent location. And as I said, we are 34 years old, and all that we do is making sure that what's presented to our community are arts, culture, history, health, and wealth that are beneficial to our community from a Pan-African perspective. And I think I pretty much covered what it is we do. If there are any questions that you would like to ask, again, look.
We will open the floor for questions for Ms. Orwell and Ifetayo. So if you want to ask questions, you can either raise your hand and use the raise hand feature, or go ahead and ask your question. All right, Julia?
Hi.
Go
Hi,
ahead,
I'm
Julia.
Julia. Hi, I'm Julia Bryant. Thank you so much for coming to our meeting tonight. I appreciate people from the community coming to meet with us. Do your classes, are they only for children or are they for adults as well?
We do have programming that, in fact, this past season, we did a series of workshops that were specifically for families, for mothers and entire families. We did a series also, which we're going to be doing coming up in March, a film series, a workshop that we're going to be doing.
Is it a film series to make films or a film series to see films?
Film series to see films and having talk back. This past season, we had a 4-part series in mental health where for 3 months, we invited a panel of professionals that came in, made presentations on mental health and wellness within our community, specifically focusing on our African Caribbean, African American experience, and extending support and help to our community. We have some individual programming that we've done for our families. We just had our Kwanzaa celebration that was open to the community and families. So that's one of the things that we are very concerned about in terms of doing intergenerational programming and workshops. One of the things I'd like to add, I teach I mentioned also the rites of passage programming, and that's a very important program that we have for boys and girls, starting from the ages of 6 to 18. And I also teach the younger children. As I said, our classes start from the ages of 2 up, and I teach the toddlers expression class, which is a class for 2, 3, and 4-year-olds that their parents take with them. And the way that I always describe, what is that class like? The simplest, most direct way of describing it, think of Sesame Street from an African perspective.
Nice.
It's always very important in terms of focusing on our identity and the aspects of our experience historically and currently, and just putting in those pieces that very often are missing from a physical, mental, and spiritual perspective.
Can you talk to us about the price ranges of courses? I mean,
Well, first, I'd like to say that because we are community-based, we keep everything and intending to keep it classes that are available and affordable, and things have been changing. So we've been doing mini workshops and guest workshops. And so the classes can range anywhere from a token nomination of, say, $25 for attending or $10 attending. And then many things we do are to the community and are free for the community.
thank you.
Mhm.
Next.
But I encourage you
Anybody
to
else?
go.
Next
I'm sorry.
person? Oh, that's a question. Go ahead. Mhm. You finish your sentence, Ms. Howard. Mhm.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, I encourage you to go to the Instagram, Ife Tayo Culture, and you can scan, and there are a series of, you can click on and just experience some of the events that we've had within the past year, most recently, and then also ifetayo.org, and go to our website and get more information about our history. We, as I was saying, intergenerational, so within the organization, we have a council of elders that we reach out to in terms of being supportive. Every year, there is a theme that is chosen for the organization to follow. And this year, our theme is Kashunana Injera, which is a Maasai term, which means a question that is asked when the Maasai brothers and warriors would greet each other. The same way we would say, what's up, what's happening? They would greet each other, and that question, and it's very powerful, this was said by the men, simply translates to, how are the children? And that is our theme for this year at Ife Tayo, of the wellness of the children. And our concern is always about that. But the children are not just the little ones. It's, as I said, intergenerational. So there is a definite concern and outreach for the elders in our community also. And that's a very important part of our work.
Nicholas, why don't you tell her about the
Go ahead.
the family fun day that maybe she.
Well,
give her an
yeah,
idea.
we'll come to that, but before I mention that, I wanted to see if you could send to the community board your information, because we have a email blast that goes out every Friday. So I don't know if you have anything that you could send, so we could just add the information about your organization. If you are
Most
doing
definitely.
activity, any planned activities,
Okay.
the board will send the email blast.
Sitting right on the keyboard.
And Julia mentioned about the Family Fun Fair Day. We will be something what we're going to cover later. I think that there will be an administrative meeting soon to discuss it. We're thinking about doing a whole set of cultural activity toward June, and more information about that will follow. We're definitely going to call on many of the cultural organizations within the
The
community.
walking desk.
So the
You just have to get you just have to get a
so
Someone's mic's
treadmill just to stand on. Yeah, but it's going to be minced and
When we
cooked.
get
It's
more
not going to be
Angela,
raw.
your mic
It's not
is
going to be
open.
raw. It's gonna be
Angela, your
cooked.
mic's open.
Okay, So we will be letting you know the plans that really, so we want to try to include as many community-based organizations in
Most-
to be part of the activity. And like I said in my email, our job is to collaborate and support cultural organizations within the community.
Most
Thank you very much. Are there any questions before we move on? Thank you for coming. And I hope this is the beginning of a long and long relationship.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
Moving on. Our next item on the agenda is public commentary. And you are welcome to stay, Ms. Orwell, and look at the meeting. Yes. Are there any public commentary? Okay. Is there anyone who would like have something they would like to say about the committee, what's going on, and now we will like to hear, or any ideas you want to start to put forward? Okay. Going once, seeing none, let's move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the Parks and Cultural Institution Liaison Report. Okay, we would like to start of the committee members that are present. Anybody like to report? I think, Julia, you're working with the Prospect Heart Alliance. You like to start on what's happening in there?
Prospect Park Alliance did not meet over for December because of the holiday. So I have no report. They're going to meet next week.
Correct.
And I have a non-report
Next week. So
for,
I think within that.
yeah, you can come. I think they're meeting on the 20th. So yeah,
I think it's the
next
20th,
Thursday.
6 p.m. Yeah, right.
Yeah, next Thursday. And what they were going to have a Christmas party, and they canceled it because the COVID numbers were too high.
Okay.
So I'm saying it was because of the holiday. In fact, it was not because of the holiday. It was because of the COVID numbers. I have been trying to get in contact with Brooklyn Academy of Music, and they are reluctant. I got one email back from them, and then I have not heard from them since. So
Yeah. Okay. So you can
so I will continue to contact them.
Thank you for your report. Who's next?
I can share an email. I got an email from Brick.
Oh, good.
And I can pull up the page where they list all of their free programming. So hold on a second. Oh, I can't share. Someone needs to share, enable me to share the screen. I can't share.
Enable you to do stuff.
Can I share now? Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, so here's their media education courses, and I've clicked on free. So first of all, just so everyone knows, whenever you do any of these media classes, they're required that you take this media orientation course first. So that's just a prerequisite for any of the courses, but it's just kind of explaining like who Brick is and what they offer and that kind of stuff. And then these are the kinds of programs that they have. Community producer workshops, stop motion animation techniques, make a movie on your phone, how to edit your podcast. These are all free. Make a digital story, for businesses, Instagram for small businesses, So, I mean, I think, there are probably a lot of people in the community who would be, interested in this type of thing. These are, I did a like a DSLR class with them a few years ago, and it was great. It was great. So I would highly recommend
Ansley, what is DSLR?
a digital single lens reflex camera. It's kind of like, imagine it's using a digital camera to shoot video. Most of the big kind of professional looking digital cameras have the capacity to do video and photographs. So this using that type of a camera to shoot video, and lighting techniques, and all the different features that the camera has, that kind of thing. So it's very hands-on. You get, I don't know exactly how they're doing it now with, or if they're doing that kind of thing now in kind of COVID world, but at some point that will resume. And I think, these are all, they're really great programs.
Have you looked on their list? They're having a film festival in like a week. I have reservations
yeah,
for
I
it.
have. Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we could go back to events and performances here. So here we are.
Yeah.
Is
Keep
it on
going
the,
down.
sorry, like move this out of the way. Oh, there's the DSLR
Yeah, I see it.
filmmaking.
Well, I'm just
class.
saying that they are having a film festival. I've got my
Maybe
my
it's-
RSV. No, documentary.
The documentary intensive screening here. Yeah.
Yes. So
click on that.
so what happens with them is, and I don't know, I'm guessing, and this is what I think is going to happen, is you click on this and then you will see the film. So
Yeah.
right, but you have to be there at that time. So
Right.
So
I think if you click on
interesting.
add to Google Calendar or add to iCal, however it probably puts all of this information on there, including the link.
Yeah.
So it would be in
my
your
point is I
calendar.
have it, and I just thought it was nice for our community to have
Yeah,
something like that.
definitely.
Because I'm
Definitely.
also going to the African Film Festival, which starts tomorrow, and that one you had to pay for. But
Someone in this group or on the committee is the library liaison, right? The Brooklyn Public Library.
I don't know who does library. Somebody does library.
Because the library also has a lot of free programming.
Oh yes, they do.
Which I mean, their concert series is amazing. Gone to many concerts. Their films, they do film festivals and
Right.
film
And now-
screenings and author talks and things like that. They're amazing.
And the Brooklyn Historic Society is now
Right.
part of the Brooklyn Library. So those film festivals and those speaker series are now under the library. So I get them.
Yes. Those are great.
So if someone were interested in that. Okay. Do you have anything more for this report?
No, that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure. Let me stop sharing my screen. There you go.
No, I like to add a couple of things. The first view is so from Ansley is the fact if anybody's interested in doing broadcasting on break, you got to take those courses. So if, let's say you had an idea to broadcast specific activities, so you could do that, but you have to take that course with them, and then
Yes.
they'll give you and allow you to use the equipment on TV show, in addition to all the other activities they have. So that's I have.
Well, that's why they want everyone to take that kind of introductory course, because it introduces you to all the different types of things that you can do.
And
with
they'll
brick.
give you access
Yeah.
to the equipment. So
Mhm.
and you get
Yeah.
trained on all that equipment. And you could have your public access TV show that I pay or whatever. Okay.
Yep,
All right,
exactly.
so let's
Okay.
move on into, I'm watching the time, so we're trying to get things done very quickly. To Ms. Pagan regarding the liaison for community gardens and so on. What,
Right now, I really don't have anything to report. I sent out an email to Kelvin Lomax, who was here.
right,
I guess he was here at the October meeting because that's the meeting I was in attendance at. And to see if he could either connect me with or
Mhm.
give me information regarding the parks, green spaces, etc., inventory of them and what, if anything, their needs might be.
okay.
Hopefully I'll hear from him.
I did get a copy of that email, yes. Did you send also a copy to the district manager regarding that? Because he's in constant contact with them in his cabinet meeting.
No, I did not.
Okay, so you should CC the board on that anytime you send such an email. Because the district manager meet with all the other different city agencies in a cabinet meeting I think on a monthly basis. Is that correct, Khalid? You could correct me on that.
That is correct, yes. Every first Tuesday of the month, the district manager convenes with agency liaisons. So it'd be great to, by the end of each month, you can submit any report or concerns you have for the, following meeting.
Specifically about the community gardens, there is the borough hall just put out some funding for about $3,000. I think I got an email that we can apply for. And that would lead me to, as you do your report, if you can think of any activities you would like to put together. And that would be the next thing we're going to try to do next month, to plan specific activities. And they are putting some money out there for such activities. So I don't know. Probably what I'll do, I'll share. Actually, the person who alerted me to the email was the first Vice President, Warren Burke, and also Carmen Martinez also sent us a copy of that email saying they are looking for cultural activity that they are willing to fund. So we got to start thinking as a committee how we can apply and compete for that money.
Who is that again?
Send the email.
President.
I have no idea what that money is about or what kind of events it might pertain.
Let me, I could give you more information. Let me look and see specific.
This is $3,000 for the entire Brooklyn?
Can be. Well,
It could be. This is Brooklyn.
So, well, I don't know how much is the part. I don't remember the specifics. So that's.
Please find out more before you report.
So let me. Okay, so we could report on that. I will report it on it. Hold on one second. Let's see. All right. In the interest of time, I want to move on while I look for it, and then we'll show it. Richard, do you have anything for us from the Brooklyn Museum?
Really nothing to report. The Brooklyn Museum is open Wednesday through Sunday. Currently, there's no touring going on vis-a-vis the Omicron crisis. Touring meaning the docents are not doing tours right now, live tours.
But you
That's
can
all.
go in.
You certainly can go in, and
Okay.
it's should be used as a vital cultural institution. People could go and there's supposed to be time tickets, but honestly, you could show up and you'll probably get in anytime you come. Unless you're going to what the Christian Dior exhibition is very popular.
Is the Andy Warhol up yet?
Yes, it is.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen it myself. I understand it's something about Christian iconography in Andy Warhol's work. He was influenced by his
Yes,
background.
I saw it a few weeks
What'd you
ago,
think?
and it's incredible. I thought
What was incredible about it?
I just thought that they did an amazing job of just showing how, I mean, it's how his work throughout his entire career, including well-known pieces, were completely informed by his background in this very kind of it's kind of a cultish strain of Catholicism from this part of Europe, Eastern Europe, where his family was from.
It's Polish.
No, well, it's more than
He's
Polish. It's like right, but the type of Catholicism that they practiced was kind of a very intense type. You know, I strain. I
Okay.
can't remember exactly
Okay, no,
what it was, but
you're
anyway,
saying it's worth going.
I found it to be extremely interesting and educational. Yeah.
Okay, Richard,
Would
do you
highly
need a special
recommend it.
ticket for that?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I maybe, I don't know, but you could probably walk in and get to see it. I'm pretty sure you can do that.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't have a ticket, you could get a ticket. You
Exactly.
don't have to.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Okay, keep
And
going.
my sense is that you don't probably need to buy a special ticket for that. I would doubt it. But I might be wrong. Thank you anyway for asking. So that's it, Nick, on my side. And by the way, did you hear, I don't know if you heard.
You're supposed to go to Brainery.
Okay, I have to be honest. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do
I
that.
appreciate you finally saying
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, then we'll give it to somebody else.
Yeah. Did you hear that Diane Richardson is moving up to
Yes.
the second in command at Brooklyn Borough?
Yes, she's
Yeah, that
the
was so
deputy
interesting.
borough president from Brooklyn. I did find, I'm looking for the memo from Anthony Wayne also regarding French, so I'm going to try
Yeah.
to share it with us now.
Yeah.
So now, are there any other liaison that needs to report? Mayra, did you had signed up for one particular area? I do not remember top of my head.
I didn't sign up for anything.
Oh, you didn't sign up for it?
No, I did not.
She's not on the list, no.
She's not on the list. In the ideal place, I would love to see it have some kind of institution for which they are attached to, so we can really get plugged into as many cultural, recreational, and park institutions within the community. So if you could think of any other organization or any other institution within the community that fall under the purview of this committee, please let us know so we could keep the community aware of what's going on in terms of that. Okay. So going back to agenda. Okay. And that leads us to the calendar of events and planning for the year, because so far we've set up the structure. So what I would love to see, and I hope you guys concur with me, if you can think for next meeting, a list of activities we're going to be, or event that we can be doing for the year. And if they're like I said, they're in the other institution we should reach out to, we'd love to see if anybody volunteer to do that. Okay. Can anybody else? I'd like to get some feedback on right now. When the weather gets warm, what kind of activity that can happen as those can happen at those locations like the community gardens?
What did you have in mind?
I mean, I've been to some community garden where they had musical performances. They had poetry performances. They have activity for young kids learning how to garden and so on and so forth. I think we have 3 or 4 of these community gardens within there. I know there's one on what, Maple? And so on and so forth. I thought Brenda know a lot more about that and give us an idea what's happening in those places before we get to the
Time
park.
right now,
Nothing's happening. It's winter, Nicholas.
No, no, well, I'm thinking for the year. I'm thinking way ahead. I'm trying to do some planning.
okay.
So for my own education, who wants most of this community garden? What activity do they do? Can anybody expand on that?
Each community garden sets up its own activities. There's no, one pattern that they follow. Each organization chooses what activities it's going to put on. Maple Street Community Gardens happens to be one that I'm involved with, and I'm aware of a couple of other gardens on Fulton Street and other places as well that have events, but we would have to speak to gardens individually to find out what they're planning. And I know Maple Street opens April is when the garden probably will open again officially 2022, because right now it's just beds and what do you call that? Not the composting and recycling going on at the gardens because it's winter. But from the time that they open in April through November, there are events. That particular garden has an arts and events committee that works on planning things, as well as other committees that collaborate and plan various different fundraisers and events throughout the open season. An open season is, again, April to about mid-November or just before Thanksgiving.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, the idea I have, if can we, like we invited Ifateo, can we have some of these gardens come and participate in and do a presentation in our meeting to find out what will be their plan for the upcoming season? Is it something we could work on and put together for, if not next month, the month after that?
We can invite them. I don't know if they are prepared at this point with the next season's events and activities. So I can reach out to Maple Street. And that's the whole point of this liaison, is to try to find out, in my estimation, what are some of the other community gardens? There's a community garden on Lefferts or Lincoln as well, but you have to individually reach out to each one. And I don't yet have a list of all the community gardens in CB9. That my effort to reach out to Kelvin Lomax and find out who in the parks has a list. Khalid helped me get on the capital planning site, but it doesn't list. It gives you an alphabetical listing, and I don't know how much time I want to devote to going through the list of all the 500 plus community gardens in the city of New York to figure out which 8, 10, 12 be in CB9. So if somebody knows of a listing, for CB9, then that would help me not to have to reinvent the wheel. You know what I'm saying?
This is something that the district manager can help and ask at their next cabinet meeting to see if we could get that specific list for us. And then from there, we could work from it.
So that's Dante.
That's Dante, right.
So I'll send him my email that I sent to Kelvin Lomax, and also ask him if he has happens to have something that has specifically a listing of the community gardens that are active in CB9. Because you can't
But
get,
then, based on what you said, sorry to interrupt. Based on what you said, I could safely assume that all the community gardens are registered with the Parks Department. I didn't know that information. Are
not
they?
necessarily, not necessarily.
No,
Okay.
not all of them, because some of them are listed with the Brooklyn Queens Land Trust.
Oh, okay.
Hi, this is
So-
Amy. I didn't see a hand raised icon, but I did a tree pruning class to kind of steward the trees in New York. And I remember there was a lot of resources online. It's embedded, but I know the city tracks the city trees, and they also track community gardens. Unfortunately, I don't think CB9 has any. They have like 2. I know one on Union Street over by the borders the Botanic Gardens subway station on Atlantic. And then they have the Maple Street one, but there aren't really any. But that information is captured in some way on a New York City and nyc.gov website. And again, maybe Dante could help with that.
Well, that's what Brenda was saying, that it's embedded.
That's the point, you know. There's 550 that they acknowledge registered with Grow New York City, and some of them are green thumb, some of them are not. And I just happen to know of Maple Street, and then another one on Lincoln, and others that I happen to know of, but I don't see a way clear of figuring which particular ones happen to be in CB9 unless I go through the listing of all of them. They're listed by name in the parks site, and I'm like, oh my God. Alphabetical order by name. They're not listed by district or community board. So if someone knows of a listing, an inventory, a registration that is somehow set apart by geographic location as opposed to alphabetical listing of names of gardens, that would be helpful. I will keep looking for that information in the meantime.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely.
And I will contact Dante in regards to this, and also the email that I sent to you 3, Mina, Nicholas, and Julia.
Thank you.
Sounds fantastic. We didn't get any information from the botanical garden. Anybody care to report what's going on there? I know the light show is about to close soon.
It's closed. It's closed.
It's closed?
Yes, it finished on the 9th, January 9th.
Hi, this is Amy. I actually work at the Botanic Gardens, so I can give you a little bit of an update. Brenda is correct. The last day of the event was January 9th. However, I did find out that it's a contract that the garden has signed with Sony Entertainment to put on a light show. So they're actually going to have a light show for the next few years. I think it's an additional 4 years. I think it was a 5-year contract. So we should see it in the latter part of the early winter, again, 2022 and then 23. This was the first go around, so they didn't know what to expect, but it was had a very good reception. So they may extend the length of time that the light show is open. Like it might start later and it might end later. They haven't set the dates yet. The winter months for the garden run through March 1st or February 28th. March 1st starts their season. So as long as we're in the winter months, January and February, the entrance is pay what you wish. Literally any amount, but I think an amount.
That's only during the day, right? In the evening, you have to pay to go to the light show.
Well, the light show is over. Yeah.
But I'm saying when it opens up again next year, it's pay what you want up until what, 6 o'clock? And then
o'clock.
to do the light show, you're gonna
All
have
right,
to
well,
pay.
I'm sorry, it's two different things. So the garden itself has an admission fee normally. The light show is an event that is brought to us by Sony Entertainment. It is not a Brooklyn Botanic Garden event. We host the event, but the pricing and the tickets are determined by Sony Entertainment. So it's completely, in that regard, separate from the garden. However, this was the first year. We did have ticket pricing. I do not know what kind of considerations are going to go into the next season. Perhaps they will address some ticketing issues that, as far as pricing or availability, because again, Sony had only virtually 2 ticket levels, child and adult. They didn't have senior, they didn't have student discounts. Child was very, started at 3 years old, went to 12, and their ticketing was expensive. So maybe perhaps something will look different in the coming year.
What was the cost of the child ticket?
Child from 3 to 12 was $18.
Yeah.
If you were a garden member, there was a small discount. It was a $16 ticket. For an adult ticket, if you were a regular entry adult ticket, which includes seniors and et cetera, was $34. If you were a Brooklyn Botanic Garden member, it was $30. And babies that were 2 and under were free. And that was the 3 price points that they had.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's quite a lot of good enough information, so we could be looking into our planning. And at
So
this
this-
point, I'd like to go into old business. I think we cover a little bit more of that with the community garden information. And I also like to announce again that there will be an administrative meeting, which is a meeting of all the committee chair to discuss the plans for the family fund. So next month we'll get more information and we'll move towards that. So then after that meeting, we'll be able to get more details on how we're going to proceed toward that idea that we started to discuss in this committee.
I'm sorry, Nicholas, is that under old business?
Yeah, that was on the old business. We had the community garden neighborhood parks and inventory planification. When that gave us quite a lot of information, we covered that. And I added the fact, since we had the question of the family fun fair day. So I think after the administrative meeting, I think it's on the 20th of this month, then more information will be forthcoming at the next meeting. All right, so I'm going to move to the last item on the agenda. Are there any new business?
Is there a date set for that family fun thing? You said something about June. Is there a date?
No date set yet. Everything is in the preliminary stages, but tentatively 1 June. Probably the first or the second weekend of June. It's nothing yet on stone yet, so it's in the preliminary planning stages. So we'll see what happens. So if there is any more questions, are there any new business? Seeing none. A
Nicolette.
motion to adjourn is in order. Yes.
That email that you got, you're gonna remember to share that email, right?
Yes, I will share that email
Okay.
and I'll forward it to Dante also. Mhm. I will do that. Mhm.
I can second for adjournment.
Sure. So thank you, everyone, for attending.
All
our
in
meeting.
favor?
And we could vote
All
on it.
opposed?
There was no too many voting
Motion
items
moved
today. It
and
was
passed.
fast, right? So,
Thank you.
motion
Thank
for
you, Nick.
adjournment is in
Thank
order.
you, Julia.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for your report.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
All right.
everyone.
Take care.
Hope we'll
Take
do
care.
a lot of this year, okay?
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Khaled.
Have a good night.
All right, thank you, Khaled.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Khalil.
Mhm.